The phone rings just after sunrise. A retired schoolteacher in Ohio picks it up expecting to hear her daughter. Instead, it's her financial advisor. His voice is calm, almost rehearsed. He tells her the retirement projections they've discussed for years no longer work. And with the savings she spent 4 decades building may not last. Inflation is higher than expected. Healthcare costs are climbing faster than anyone predicted. Bond returns have disappointed. And because people are living longer, the number she once believed guaranteed security has quietly become inadequate. Across the country, a software engineer in California refreshes his 401k balance before leaving for work. The market has recovered, yet something feels wrong. Every retirement calculator asks the same uncomfortable question: will it be enough? Meanwhile, in Washington, policymakers study projections that show America's population growing older and birth rates falling. The ratio of workers supporting retirees is shrinking year after year. The numbers don't scream, they whisper. And that's precisely why they're dangerous. This isn't the story of one bad investment or one crisis. It's the story of an entire retirement system built for a country that no longer exists. How did we move from an era of single pensions to a future where millions fear outliving their savings? Why are stock market highs failing? To answer those questions, we have to examine one of the most significant financial transformations in American history, a transformation so gradual few noticed. It compounds, like interest. Only this time, it compounds against us. For most of human history, retirement barely existed. Farmers worked until their bodies failed. Families, not financial institutions, were the retirement plan. Multiple generations often lived under one roof. The Industrial Revolution changes everything. Factories replace farms, workers move into cities, labor becomes more specialized, demanding, and physically exhausting. Companies begin asking an uncomfortable question. What happens when an employee grows too old to perform the job? Early answers aren't generous. Then, in the late 19th century, another idea begins spreading from Europe. Governments could create social insurance programs funded by workers. Think of it less like a personal savings account and more like a relay race. Each generation carries the baton for the previous one. In the United States, the Great Depression transforms this theory into necessity. Banks collapse, businesses fail, millions lose jobs. In 1935, President Franklin D. Roosevelt signs the Social Security Act. Its purpose is remarkably simple: reduce poverty among elderly Americans. Imagine an apartment building where every resident pays monthly maintenance fees. Those payments are immediately used to maintain the building today. Social Security works similarly. Today's workers fund today's retirees. The system functions well under one condition: a large working population supporting a small retired one. After World War II, America experiences exactly that. The economy expands. Manufacturing dominates. The baby boom produces millions of new workers. At the same time, another pillar becomes widespread: the defined benefit pension. Work for 40 years, retire, and receive a guaranteed monthly paycheck for life. But beneath this stability, invisible pressures are forming. Americans begin living longer. Medical advances reduce deaths from disease. Every breakthrough is a triumph. Financially, every additional year changes the math. If someone lives 30 years instead of 10, the promise becomes 3 times more expensive. Time is expensive. In the 1970s, inflation enters the story. Prices surge. Employers face rising costs while trying to finance decades of retirement promises. Businesses search for alternatives. In 1978, Congress passes Section 401k. Initially obscure, it wasn't designed to replace pensions, but it changed everything. Instead of promising future income, companies promise only to help workers build accounts. Responsibility shifts, risk shifts, uncertainty shifts. On the left stands the worker. Every paycheck, a percentage flows into an account, markets grow, simple, but hidden inside are dangerous assumptions. No one can know exactly how long they'll live. This is longevity risk. It's the uncertainty of how many years retirement must fund. A pension solves this by pooling longevity. An individual retirement account cannot. Every retiree faces the uncertainty alone. The system designed for ownership also gives far more responsibility. Freedom and risk become inseparable. For a while, the market seemed to solve everything.